You'll hear that little, there it goes. I'm Rachel Meisner. I'm one of the board members for the Open Education Conference. This is my second year, and we would like to welcome you to our community meeting this morning, bright and early. So we're going to be using Mentimeter. So to set up Menti, you can use a separate browser or your phone. Just scan the QR code and type in the code at the top, 5493-2186. And if you do not want to scan the QR code or don't have the capability, Tanja, one of our wonderful board members, just put the link in the chat. And we'll give everyone a few minutes to join. All right, so our first question in the Menti as you join is, where are you joining from? Your US state, your Canadian province, or your country? So I see we have a lot of US and Canadian participants from Texas, Kentucky, British Columbia. Looks like we have a few participants from Texas and New York. Italy. Thank you so much for logging in all the way from Italy. How exciting. Helsinki. We have participants from across the world today. How exciting. Indeed, woo, Maya, right? We have participants, and I see people are adding more and more as they're able to log in. So you can see that we have participants from all across the world. All right, so our agenda today is pretty straightforward. So we have a video for the board of directors. So first we're going to watch that video. It's about 2 minutes long to meet our 23 board of directors, our 2023 board of directors. There's not 23 of us. Then we're going to review our OpenEd23 theme, discuss the OpenEd23 keynote, chat about volunteer opportunities. We have some questions about OpenEd 2024 planning, and then information for staying in touch. So I'm going to pass it over to Brianna, who's going to play our video, and then Tanja's going to take over. It's great to see everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. So yes, I am going to play a welcome video so that you guys can hear from all of our board members this year. And I will go ahead and kick that off.
Hello everyone, I'm Sneh Bansal from India. If you ask me what is an open education, for me, open education is lifelong learning, education for all, and promoting collaboration. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Buck, and I'm the Director of Open Educational Resources at Oregon State University. And to me, open means an equitable and equal education for everybody.
Hello, my name is Brandon Carson, Learning Technology Specialist and part-time professor at Durham College, and soon to be Ed.D. student at Ontario Tech University. To me, open education is breaking down barriers and making education available to everybody.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tanja Connerly, and open education means to me the ability to communicate and collaborate freely. Thank you.
My name is Rachel Meisner. I'm the Director of Education and Engagement for Active Class and a history instructor for the Colorado Community College System. To me, open education means equitable, accessible, and affordable education for all.
Hi, I'm Simon Omondi. To me, open education means education beyond borders, education that is inclusive, education that leaves no one behind. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alita Partosudarso, and I work at Ontario Tech University in Canada. My search for open resources led me to a rapidly growing community of educators in OpenEd that have similar goals for our students.
Hi, my name is Susan Payne, and I'm a K-12 education specialist at the Oregon Department of Education and a member of our Oregon Open Learning team. My Open Education Why centers on equity, increased agency for teachers and students, and building collective efficacy.
I'm Judith Sebesta, principal at Sebesta Education Consulting. To me, open education means that knowledge can, and maybe more importantly should, be free.
All right, and I am now going to pass it over to Tanja, who will be talking to us a little bit more about this year's conference.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Dr. Tanja Connerly, and I have the honor of serving on the Board of Directors for Open Education Resources. Our theme this year is Innovation and Practice. We are so excited about this year because we will be celebrating 20 years of the Open Educational Conference. With that in mind, with the theme of innovation and practice, we know that innovation is something that's created, something that's new, and we have to think about our community, how we basically started and maintained the online education community that we have right now. We would like to continue on with this practice, and with your help, we would like to have wonderful presentations concerning the next step of innovation that OER will be bringing to our community and beyond. Next slide, please. Given this year's theme, we would like for you to use your Mentimeter at this time and think about some keynote speakers that you would like to see. Again, this is our platform, and we want the platform to most definitely be reachable, and we want it to be interesting and make sure that we have something that we are taking us to the next level in our community. Remember, again, our theme is innovation and practice. So we know that we will be reiterating in reference to the importance of open educational resources, looking at different pedagogies. But again, we're looking forward to moving to the next step, moving beyond where we are right now. We do not want to become stagnant. We've worked too hard. So that's the reason why we're asking for innovative themes, I should say, in order to make sure that we maintain our ability to continue to grow. So this year's theme, again, our keynote speakers, some suggestions here. Last year, the student keynote was amazing. We are most definitely looking at a student panel. I see a lot of in reference to keynote in reference to students, excuse me. I agree in reference to Nicole Allen. She is amazing. I had the honor to sit on a panel with her last week at SREB pertaining to OER and dual enrollment. So most definitely keynote speaker. Guys, the people names that we see that's coming up, we will also, since this is being recording, we will also place these names in our, on our list that we have concerning keynote speakers. And we will most definitely bring these names to the board. So please, I humbly ask of you, if you think of, you know someone, if you think of someone, even after the meeting is over with, please contact us if you can think of someone that you think that will be most definitely contribute to our meaningful topic in reference to innovation and practice. No tech bros. Okay, I promise you. None of that. Speakers from the open hardware field, global partners. That's awesome that you say that, because we normally, right now on our board, we have someone, we have Shana from India, and we have Simon. I think Simon comes to us from Brianna. Where is Simon from exactly? Do you recall?
I believe Kenya. Simon is from Kenya. Are you here, Simon?
Kenya.
Yes, I'm here. Greetings from Kenya.
Good morning, Simon.
Awesome.
How are you? Awesome. Thank you, Simon. So yes, we will be looking for global partners. So most definitely our board is global. So we most definitely will be reaching out to globalization as well. Someone from outside of OER. I'm so glad you said that. Guys, when you are in a room and you know everybody in the room, or you've heard the same topic over and over again, that means that we need to go to another room. So that's the reason why we're asking for innovation. We're asking for new things that we can bring to the board, bring to our open education community. So again, so we can continue to grow. That's what we want to do. We want to continue to grow and maintain this. Someone who will project positive actions, who can take us to the next decade. I agree with you. That's exactly what we're looking for. We need somebody to take us to the next level. Fundraising for OER efforts in higher education. Awesome. We're going to be talking about state and government initiatives in reference to how we need to get involved with this. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Beck Pitt. We need to find out, if those of us who don't know who Beck Pitt is, we need to find out who she is. So most definitely we can put her on our list of guest speakers in order to discuss. Okay. Again, the names that you have placed in our Mentimeter today, again, these names will be transferred over so we can most definitely look at these keynote speakers, look at their websites, look at their other programs that they may have offered to open educational resources to make sure that they align with our theme today. Brianna, you want to, is this, with that being said, in reference to you giving us an opportunity to suggestion for keynote speakers, now we are going to be asking for volunteers. I know it may seem like I'm asking you for a lot this morning, but again, this is a community-driven presentation in reference to our OpenEd conference. So your help is needed as well. So right now we're looking for volunteers all over. It takes a lot. When they say it takes a village, it really takes a village to do this. So we're asking that you volunteer. Right now we're looking for proposal reviewers. So if you're interested in that, that would be amazing if you can volunteer in order to help us with that. Alita, is it your turn?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Well, thank you, Tonya. So as we're actually finalizing details for this year's conference, we're also thinking about next year's conference. So OpenEd24, we're still going strong, and so it will be held next year. And what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to have it as a hybrid event. So the first question for that is on the next slide. So if we were to go ahead with our plans to actually hold it as a hybrid conference, how would you participate? Would you participate virtually or in person? And again, I do know that I have gone to conferences in person, and then I've gone back to my hotel room and participated for some sessions virtually. So in that sense, you would still be there in person. Yes, and Kyle, it very much depends on the location. And so with the location, is it a cost equation? So, yep, so travel budget. Okay, yeah. Right. Okay. So a lot. I see a lot of the chat here centers around the ability to actually have work pay for the cost of going in person, because that includes a per diem, accommodation, travel, and all sorts of other costs with that. All right. Great. So, yeah. So would you would say that really in terms of um, which way you would be participating, it is largely cost related. Okay, so the next question is, for those of you who are planning to attend in person, what would you like to see at OpenEd24? I guess given our response from the previous slide, it seems that majority of us are planning to attend virtually. But if we did have enough cash or enough finances, and if the timing and everything worked out well, and we were able to go in person, what would you like to see? So, yep, networking spaces, I miss those. Hands-on area to test drive online platforms, that's awesome. In-person poster session, information on OER use and OER for nursing, absolutely. Open pedagogy sessions. Yeah, key people in the field, research from those who've done a large-scale implementation of OER at their university, people from around the world, how they use OER. Yeah, a location that makes travel worth it. If you have to go somewhere, make sure that there's good food, there's good culture, there's good sightseeing opportunities. Networking for statewide leaders. Yeah, so different tiers, I guess, of networking opportunities depending on what our positions are. Workshops where people can practice using open source products. Yep. Bringing in philanthropic organizations about funding OERs. So awesome. And I guess reading through this, there is a lot of different ideas about just what we can actually do at the OpenEd24 conference. And it's great to see that most of it can be enjoyed and appreciated by people regardless of how they choose to attend, whether they attend virtually or whether they attend in person. So yeah, awesome. So again, this is a repetition of the previous question, but it's for those of us that are planning to attend virtually. What would you like to see at the conference for next year? And I'm going to mute my mic so I can blow my nose because that's never pretty. Space to share resources, repository. Yep, tutorials and using open source software in education. So that would be a how-to kind of session. Looking at what the OERX domains did in 2021, last year or 2 years ago. Building connection. Maya in the chat also said that you were keen on having smaller, more localized, more frequent gatherings by the OpenEd community. And I guess this is where these meetings actually come in order for us to actually get feedback. All right, I want to see what Carrie OERK is. Do we have to sing our favorite OER subjects? Virtual spaces for networking, again, representation from different disciplines, the ability to find volunteer opportunities, putting resources all in one location. So these again are all great idea. Virtual program listing in advance. Yep. Yep. And Brianna, can you scroll the third column? I don't know how you do that, but the column on the right.
I believe it's it's supposed to scroll itself. Oh, there it is. It's on like a timer.
Yep. Interactive presentations. Awesome. Kelly suggested doing Kathy, sorry, doing a larger virtual OER with smaller face-to-face regional gatherings. So again, that's also a great idea. Resources available by state or country or region. Yep, awesome. Well, thank you for that. And again, it seems like there's a big job ahead of us in order to actually ensure that everything is organized and available to people ahead of time. All right, the next question. So again, speaking of next year's conference, would you prefer that the OpenEd conference be held in the fall or spring? And again, this would be the fall or the spring as experience in North America, acknowledging that people in Australia, South Africa, different parts of the world, South America, experience fall and spring in opposite seasons, opposite months. All right, so this is great. Again, there seems to be a slight preference for spring, so that would be in the first few months of the year. Majority of people have no preference, and then smaller preference for, oh, there you go, even fuller spring. Is it possible to switch each year? So the issue with switching between fall and spring each year is that it's hard to organize finances for a lot of people because there's a certain pot of money, and also that we have some of us have allocated to things like professional development, and also there's a consistency in terms of the planning committee to actually organize things. So okay, great. So the next question. So going forward, oh, is this
Yes, I believe we are passing it off to Tim. Those were all the questions about OpenEd24 and future conferences.
And thank you for your feedback on that. I'm just gonna cough my life away now.
Oh no.
Thanks, Alita. Yeah, so first of all, thank you to everyone who has taken the time to show up this morning and be a part of our community process. This is amazing. So you can see the question there, and a bunch of you are already responding. So I can see that a lot of you would prefer a newsletter. I too like the community meetings. It just builds a little bit more connection for everyone involved. And so good to see all of you here, and I love this instant response and integration of answers. This is amazing. So we can still see that e-newsletter is leading the charge on this one, and I see in the chat that selected media, but anyone or combination would also work. Happy to go where the info is. Awesome. So Brianna, I wonder if we can skip to the next slide. And so again, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who've taken the time to be here this morning. For those of us in the West Coast, it is a little early, but that's okay. Getting up in time to be with all of you is certainly a treat. I didn't take the time to introduce myself. I'm sorry. So my name is Tim Carson, and I am the provincial trades rep for BC Campus, and it is my privilege and honor to be a part of this board of directors team. And this is my first year with them, and it's been a great experience so far, and I'm really looking forward to our conference this year. So I just want to say a big thank you again to all of you that are coming and all of you that are here this morning. If you want to stay in touch with us and get updates as they come, because there'll be lots of news coming in the future, not only about this particular conference, but next year's conference. We do have a newsletter, we do have a blog. And so if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can see our Twitter handle there. Facebook, Mastodon, and don't forget to save that hashtag so that you can get notified whenever something new comes up. And again, I just appreciate the value that this whole community brings together. And one of the things that stuck out to me as I was watching this whole process come out is the connection building that happens. And I really deeply appreciate the interest of connection, especially virtually. It's sometimes easy to get lost in the virtual digital space when we go to a conference, and so it makes me feel, if I could use this term for a tradesperson, warm inside when I see people respond that they still need this connection that happens even if it's virtual. So thank you so much again for taking the time to be with us. Thank you for responding so generously with the questions, and I look forward to seeing you either virtually or face-to-face in the future. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much, everyone, for attending. We will be collecting all of your feedback that you shared with us today. It's been captured, so we will take that into consideration with this year's planning of the conference and all future planning of future conferences. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, and we wish you a happy rest of your Open Ed Week.